Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Kleena here, and today I'm going to be taking you through the solution to question 1 from this paper 2 higher level Leaving Cert paper, and this question is based on probability. We're told at the start of the question that a circular spinner has 12 sectors as follows. So we're told that 5 are labelled €6, 3 are labelled €9, and the rest are labelled €0. In a game, the spinner is spun once and the spinner is equally likely to land on each sector. There's a 1 in 12 chance that it will land in each sector. The player gets the amount of money shown in the sector. So in question A, we're told that Fiona plays the game a number of times, and we're asked to work out the probability that Fiona gets €6, then €9, then €6 in the first 3 times she plays. And we're asked to give our answer correct to 4 decimal places. So let's just do this one by one using the and/or rule in probability. So the and/or rule means that if you say and, you multiply. If you say or, you add. And you'll see that now in a second. So first of all, the probability that she gets €6 the first time she plays. So there's 5 sectors labelled €6. So she has a 5 out of 12 chance that she's going to get that. And then, so we have our multiplication rule, she gets €9. So she has a 3 in 12 chance that she'll get €9. And then again, €6. So again, 5 in 12 chance. So she gets €6 and €9 and €6. So we multiply these together. So we have 5 over 12 multiplied by 3 over 12 multiplied by 5 over 12 again, and we get 0.0434, and we're asked to give our answer correct to 4 decimal places, so our answer is 0.0434. And for this correct answer here, you're going to get a total of 10 marks. Now in question B, we're told that Rohan also plays the game a number of times. We're asked to find the probability that Ronan gets €9 for the 3rd time on the 8th time he plays the game, and to give our answer correct to 4 decimal places. So what does that mean? If he gets €9 for the 3rd time on the 8th time that he plays, how many times does he get 9 in the first 7 trials? He has to get it twice in the first 7 trials. So we need to work out the probability that in the first 7 trials he gets €9 twice, and on the 8th time he gets €9. So what's that going to look like? We're going to have to use Bernoulli trials. So the formula for Bernoulli trials looks like this. Now it's not on the log table, so it's something that you will have to remember. You should be familiar with it. It is n choose r multiplied by p to the power of r multiplied by q to the power of n minus r. And what do all these letters stand for? N is the number of trials. R is the number of successful trials. P is the probability of success. And Q is the probability of failure. And I'm going to go through that in the context of the question now. So if there is 7 trials, so the first 7 times, okay, there's 7 trials, and we want to find the probability that 2 successful trials, okay? So 7, choose 2. Probability of success of getting €9 is 3 over 12, because there's 3 €9 slots out of 12 on the wheel. So the probability of success is 3 over 12. And that's to the power of 2. So you can see here, power of r, and r here is 2. The probability of failure is 1 minus the probability of success. So that's 1 minus 3 over 12. So that's going to give us 9 over 12. And that's the power of n minus r, which is 7 minus 2, which is going to give us 5. So that is the probability that in the first 7 trials, he gets 9 twice. But on the 8th time, he also needs to get 9. So and, again, we're using our and/or rule. When we use the word and, we multiply. So we want this to happen, and he wants to get 9 on the 8th time. And what's the probability of that? Again, it's going to be 3 over 12. So let's multiply out the first part first. So we have 7, choose 2. The choose button on this Casio calculator can be found by pressing Shift and then the dividing button, 2. And then we have 3 over 12 to the power of 2 multiplied by 9 over 12 to the power of 5. So that's going to be 0.31146 multiplied by 3 over 12. Let's see what we get there. So we multiply this now by 3 over 12. And we get 0.077865, okay? We're asked to round our answer correct to 4 decimal places. So our answer is going to be 0.0779. that's our final answer. That is the probability that he gets €9 for the 3rd time on the 8th time he plays. And for this correct answer here, using Bernoulli trials, you're going to get 10 marks. The final question, question C, tells us that Olga plays the game 2 times. Find the probability that Olga gets less than €16 in total from playing the game. Give your answer correct to 4 decimal places. So we're looking for the probability that Olga gets less than €16. Now, there's numerous different ways when Olga plays 2 times that she can get less than €16. For example, let's just go up to the wheel and see how many ways you can do this just by talking through it. So she could get 0 twice, or she could get 0 then 9, or she could get 9 then 0, or she could get 6 then 0. Like, there's loads of different times. But what about the probability that she gets more than €16? There's only one way that she can get more than €16, and that is if she gets 9 twice. So the probability that she gets less than €16 is the same as 1 minus the probability that she gets greater than €16. So it's much easier to find this 1 minus the probability that she gets greater than €16 rather than to be adding up all of the possibilities that she could get less than €16. So what is the probability that she gets greater than €16? That means that she gets 9 and she gets 9. 9 then 9. And what is the probability that she gets 9 each time? We'll remember that is 3/12. So she gets 9 and, so we're multiplying again, 9. Okay? So that is 3/12 multiplied by 3/12, and that gives us 1/16. So that's the probability that she gets greater than 16. Okay? But we're looking for the probability that she gets less than 16. So we can't forget that we now have to go 1 minus the probability that she gets greater than 16. So 1 minus 1/16. So 1 minus 1/16 is going to give us 15/16, which is 0.9375, corrected 4 decimal places. So that's our final answer. In questions like these, if you can see that it can be worked out, the probability that she gets less than 16, in a way by adding up all of the possibilities that she could get less than 16. Sometimes if you're finding yourself thinking that there's loads to add up, think about, can I do the opposite? Can I say that it's greater than 16? Or for whatever question you're dealing with, do the opposite and then say 1 minus the opposite. Okay, so this is a great rule to know. So the probability of one thing, so the probability that it's less than 16 in this question is equal to the 1 minus the probability that it's greater than 16. Because every answer that she gets is either going to be less than 16 or greater than 16. Okay, so then we can use this rule. So for this question, you're also going to get 10 marks, and that is all for this question 1 from paper 2. I hope you found this video helpful and that it might have cleared up anything that you were struggling with when going through the paper yourself. Thank you all very much for listening. I'll see you in the next video.